Happy day, everyone. Have you ever heard or perhaps seen people who are in a way detached emotionally or spiritually from others? Or sometimes we find ourselves doing exactly the same thing, wherein we could be indifferent at times. At home, sometimes one sibling is sweeping the floor, the other is doing the dishes, while the other sibling is sitting on the couch watching TV or playing video games. Or sometimes the husband comes home from work with a demanding attitude, wanting to be served by the wife, expecting that the food is ready, and so on, only to find out that there's no food yet. He would then give a mouthful of hurtful words to her, telling her, "I've worked all day and I'm very tired and hungry." And then this, as if the poor wife did not do anything. The husband failed to recognize that his wife has been working since 4 a.m., cooking, preparing lunch boxes for the children for school, setting up the dining table, preparing her husband's clothes, and fixing that cup of coffee for his breakfast. And after everybody leaves, she then begins to wash the dishes, clean the house, do the laundry, go to the market for supplies, rake the leaves in the yard, cook again for supper so that when everybody comes back from school or from work, food is already set. Not to mention that she did everything while taking care of the baby. And all she gets is a mouthful of hurtful words. You see, indifference is a silent enemy that ruins human relationships. It is subtle but powerful. It could ruin families, societies, and even friendships. Even our friendship with God. Indifference is a form of blindness that keeps us from seeing the needs, the sufferings, and even the triumphs of people. Basically, it blinds us from seeing those outside of ourselves while indulging on the things that we have and are. That's what happened to the rich man in Jesus' parable. He was blinded and corrupted by his own riches and successes. His eyes were busy feasting and lavishing on himself. Thus, he failed to see other realities. He failed to see Lazarus. Prophet Amos scorned the complacent in Zion for being too comfortable upon their beds and beds of ivory, stretched comfortably on their couches, eating lambs taken from the flocks, drinking wine from bowls. In other words, getting drunk in their own complacency. This is what led them to be blind, to be indifferent to those who are in need, to think no more of God and to see Him no more. That is why Jesus is warning us against indifference, because He does not want to lose His friendship with us. God, in His riches, sees nobody but us. He is not an indifferent God. He cares for everyone. He gives us everything we need and offers us the gift of Himself through Jesus and the Holy Spirit. However, it is us who ignore Him. We are the apple of His eyes, yes, and we are at the center of His plans, but we leave Him wantonly on the sidelines, along the peripheries, almost forgotten. In short, we are the indifferent ones, not God. We are the ones who keep God on the sidelines while He tries to keep us under His wings. Brothers and sisters, we have 5 human senses, and they are meant to sense things outside of ourselves. They are meant to see God in everything, to sense God in everything, to touch Him in the sick, to hear His cries in those who are grieving, to get a taste and understanding of those who live in the stench of poverty and misery. In other words, we are designed not to be self-absorbed or indifferent, but to care for others. And Jesus is calling us to follow His footsteps to live with and also for others. Yes, we have needs and personal priorities and dreams, but hopefully not to the point of being self-absorbed and indifferent of others. St. Paul said in his first letter to Timothy, "I charge you before God to keep God's commandments." And we all know that the greatest commandments are these: to love God and to love others. I pray, therefore, that the love of God may prevail over us, and may this same love also motivate to love others as Christ loved us. Si Jesus en benedicti.